Howdy, friends. Today, as we think about life, I'm going to invite you to choose life. In your daily life, you have choices left and right. What you want to eat, what you want to wear, what you want to watch, what you want to listen to. And there are some things that you can choose that give life. And there are those things also that do the opposite, that either wither life or decay life or offer death. In a garden, sometimes you have to choose which of your plants lives and which ones don't. Because sometimes you prune to get the best stuff out of there. And in the same way in our life, we have to prune. Our very lives, we have to prune and decide what gives us life that's worth keeping and what takes it away and is worth getting rid of. Hear these words from the Hebrew Bible in the book of Deuteronomy, the 30th chapter. See, I have set before you today life and prosperity, death and adversity. If you obey the commandments of the Lord your God that I am commanding you today, by loving the Lord your God, walking in God's ways, observing God's commandments, decrees, and ordinances, then you shall live and become numerous, and the Lord your God will bless you in the land you are entering to possess. But if your heart turns away and you do not hear, but are led astray to bow down to other gods and serve them, I declare to you today that you shall perish. You shall not live long in the land that you are crossing the Jordan to enter and possess. I call heaven and earth to witness against you today that I have set before you life and death, blessing and curses. Choose life, so that you and your descendants may live, loving the Lord your God, obeying God, and holding fast to God. For that means life to you and the length of days, so that you may live in the land the Lord swore to give your ancestors, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. This story takes place as the Israelites are trying to find new life. And time again, they have the choice to choose to go back to Egypt, back to slavery, back to a life that does not offer abundance of any sort, that offers misery and hardship. Or they can choose to live in God's love. Sometimes these choices are made for us and we don't have a whole lot of say. But when it comes down to it, we, for better or worse, have the ability to choose life or death. Things that bring us life or things that bring not life. The early Israelites, as they talked and they tried to figure out what it was, needed a constant reminder from Moses and others to say, no, keep pushing on toward life. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's difficult. Yes, there's pain. Yes, there's struggle, but it's worth it. The easy solutions are death, unlife, all of the things that don't give you light and life. It's true in gardening. The easy solution is to just pour fertilizer, buy it in a can and spray it on. In the short term, you may get some growth, but your crop will struggle. If you want to care for a garden, to have it bring life and to choose that life, sometimes you prune off branches to make sure the ones you have are the strongest. Sometimes it takes that little extra TLC of making sure your soil's right, the water's right, the weeds get pulled, right? You have to choose life in all things. You have to choose to find joy in this world. It's not just going to land on your head. My hope for you as we go through Lent, thinking about what it is to be alive, what it is to have abundance, what it is to find joy in this world, that you choose, consciously choose to seek out those things that bring you life in this world, to give you abundance, to give you abundant life. You have that choice. Those things that bring you down, the people that steal your positivity, that make you think terrible things about yourself and the world, you don't have to listen to that. There is one who calls you by name, who loves you unconditionally. And you don't have to listen to the voices that say, you're not good enough, you're not worthy. But you have to choose. You have to make that choice day in and day out that you are going to live in light rather than struggle, Rather than live among the weeds, you want to grow in God's good creation. As you go into this weekend, look to all the things that bring you joy. Look to the things that bring you light and life and remind you of how good God is. And in all things, know how much you are loved. Know how much you are cared about and know how much you matter. Have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you soon.
And he walks with me and he talks with me and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there none other has ever